Good evening and thank you for joining us here on Hope TV News Watch on this third day of October 2022. So glad you could make time for us to bring you up to speed with the stories making headlines. My name is Grace Ongoy. I'm sitting in for Tony Omondi, who is away. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Elizabeth Wanjiku. Let's begin. The cabinet has lifted a ban on the importation and planting of genetically modified crops and animal feeds that had been in effect since 2012. This will allow the open cultivation and importation of white GMO maize. During its second meeting, the cabinet considered a wide range of proposals relating to climate change adaptation, reducing Kenya's reliance on rain-fed agriculture through increased irrigation and the planting of diverse and drought-resistant crop. Among the reports held during the meeting were reports from the Kenya's National Biosafety Authority, NBA, the World Health Organization, WHO, the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, the United States of America's Food and Drug Administration, and the European Food Safety Authority.
Good morning, good people.
A week after President William Ruto unveiled his 22 cabinet secretaries, the head of state on Monday chaired the second meeting of the outgoing cabinet secretaries in State House, Nairobi. Among the CSs present in the meeting included Interior CS Dr. Fred Matiang'i, Agriculture CS Peter Munya, Treasury CS Ukuri Atani, among others. With the vetting and approval of the nominees to the cabinet yet to take place, the outgoing CSs will be expected to consider several government policies. The cabinet meeting comes a day after the head of state made a tour of the Nyanza region, where he assured the Nyanza people of development goodies. One of the goodies include the construction of a low-cost housing system in Homa Bay County, among other parts of the country, as part of efforts to create more employment opportunities for the youth, a program which the head of state said that on completion, 5,000 affordable houses will have been built in the county for the locals.
Yale mambo yote ambayo tulikubaliana na nyinyi. Mimi nilikuja hapa Homa Bay. Tukafanya mkutano na nyinyi. Tukakubaliana na nyinyi mambo ya uvuvi, tukakubaliana na nyinyi mambo ya housing, tukakubaliana na nyinyi mambo ya maji, tukakubaliana na nyinyi mambo ya cotton, tukakubaliana na nyinyi mambo ya uchumi. Mimi nataka niwahakikishie hiyo mpango, nitaomba Mungu anisaidie na tekeleze.
The vetting of the new CSs will be undertaken by the House Committee on Appointment, which is chaired by the Speaker of the National Assembly and has the leaders of the majority and minority, among other members. Kennedy Kimani, Hope TV News Watch, Nairobi.
Thank you, Kennedy, for that report. Moving on, President William Ruto has announced a mortgage payment scheme that will be applied to allow Kenyans to own homes through the Mukuru Social Housing Program. Speaking during the unveiling of the program, President Ruto said those in bedsitters will pay a mortgage of 3,000 shillings, while those in one-bedroom houses will pay 5,000 shillings monthly. The head of state appealed to MPs to approve their housing funds when it is reintroduced in Parliament. Affordable housing was part of the Big Four agenda of the Jubilee administration, an agenda that President Ruto promised to continue with once he gets into office.
For us to be able to accelerate the development of housing in Kenya, and I am not talking about Nairobi, I am talking about all our cities largely, for us to be able to accelerate, apart from working with the counties, and I look forward that our governors will make it possible for us to have land in our major towns so that we can roll out the social and the affordable housing plans in all our cities and make 2-3 million Kenyans homeowners in the next couple of years. What we have done to make sure that that comes through is we have established the Kenya Mortgage Refinancing Company that will support the whole mortgage enterprise and backstop some of the challenges that will come with acquisition of mortgage.
Kakamega residents have been urged to curtail their movement to neighboring country Uganda owing to the Ebola disease. Kakamega Governor Fernandez Barasa, speaking on the matter, confirmed There was no Ebola case reported in the county, but it was important the residents remain vigilant. Meanwhile, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital has assured Kenyans that they are ready to contain the outbreak. MTRH CEO Dr. Wilson Arwasa has confirmed that the hospital has already set up a task force to identify any suspected case and provide isolation and treatment.
Kwa hiyo tumeangalia tishio liko wapi. Mtu anaweza katoka Mbende akaenda Kampala, makao makuu ya Uganda, ambapo ni kama kilomita tumesema 130. Alafu ukifika Kampala uje mpakani kwetu Mtukula ni umbali wa kilomita 200. Makao makuu ya Uganda aje Tanzania au atoke moja kwa moja rahisi wa kutoka wilaya ambayo imeathirika hadi mpakani kwetu ni rahisi sana. Na taarifa za hadi tarehe 26 Septemba 2022 kutoka Wizara ya Afya ya Uganda zinaonyesha kwamba kuna jumla ya wagonjwa 43 na vifo 23 ambavyo ndio vimerekodiwa.
Ningependa kuwatangazia wana Kakamega ya kwamba hiyo kesi ambayo tulikuwa nayo hapo juzi, ambapo kulikuwa na jamaa mmoja alikuwa na dalili ya virusi ya Ebola. Tumepata jana matokeo kutoka Kemri, nimethibitisha kwamba yule kijana ambaye alikuwa na virusi imetoka kuwa negative. So hivi sasa hakuna Ebola Kakamega. Kama county tumeweka mikakati, tuko na isolation center na pia madaktari wetu tumeweka wako imara. Ikiwa kutatokea jambo lolote ama information yoyote kuhusu ugonjwa wa Ebola, county tuko imara na tuko na madaktari pia wako imara, ili ikiwa kutakuwa na jambo kama hilo wataweza kushughulikia.
Let's now move to Narok, where about 120 girls who will be sitting for this year's primary and secondary national examinations are pregnant, according to Narok County Commissioner Isaac Masinde. Masinde said the continued increase of teenage pregnancy cases in the county was worrying, calling on all stakeholders to be vigilant to report men responsible for the pregnancies. However, the commissioner said the rate of teenage pregnancy in the county had dropped from 40% to less than 30% in a period of 5 years, commending the stakeholders for holding community sensitization forums that have bore fruits.
Because during my campaign, I remember one of the things that I told you, I will fight for the hardship allowance. That one was there because I have been a teacher in this county. I know what it means to teach in Narok County. It's a very difficult thing. And that is why when you employ people, you would hardly have anybody staying in Narok for more than 5 years. Even when the policy of TSC says that you must serve in the same station for 5 years. When it comes to non-locals, they stay for 2 years, people get reasons to move out of Narok. And this is something that we are going to stop. Commissioners, I'm happy that you're here because Narok is different. Narok is like Mandera. The fact that it's not an issue of insecurity, it has issues that affect Narok only and no other county.
Find that one young girl or one teacher is teaching almost over 150 students. This is a matter which I want to request the Commission to take it very seriously, because as representatives or the ombudspersons of the citizens, we are going to demand for more teachers to be brought to Narok. That is issue number one. Number two, I told you only 3 issues that brought me here. Number two, these teachers, if you see the kind of life they are going through, the hardship that they are going through, in fact, it leads me to now want to request the Commission to declare Narok County, the entire county, a hardship area.
Secondly, the issue of pregnancies, Mheshimiwa Tongoyo, we used to be at the 60%. We have reduced it now to around 40%. Let me say that we have 52 cases live in court ya wale ambao wamefanya hiyo kitendo na tunaendelea. But I also want to bring to attention that as of last week, tuko na wasichana 120 ambao wanaenda kufanya exam. They are pregnant. There is one of our second school which has got 20. I don't want to mention the name, but I know it for the sake of the name of the school. 20 wako na mimba. Total in the whole county, 120. So principals, we have some work to do. Tusaidiane. Tujue ni nani wamefanya hiyo kazi ili tuweze kuwachukulia hatua. Because why should you impregnate a school going child, a child below 18 years? So tusaidiane hapa. I want to promise you on behalf of the county security team, tukipata suspect, whether ni chief, whether ni mwalimu, whether ni maybe anybody, we will not, hiyo maneno ya negotiation during my time haiko. We will take action accordingly. That one I want to promise.
Narok, all teachers are in leadership. True or false? I'm not looking for your vote because you just voted for me the other day, but I'm just saying it is important to say that since a survey has been done, and all what we are asking as a county, gazette our county to be a leadership county. That will help us.
Kitui County Assembly members have asked the government to declare the drought situation in parts of the country a national disaster. Kitui County Assembly Speaker Kevin Katisia says despite the government's intervention to release relief food to drought-stricken counties, more stringent interventions are needed to caution lives. The 57 County Assembly members who are in a 1 week of induction training in Mombasa say residents have continued to face hunger and therefore urgent measures are needed to remedy the situation.
Kwa kweli unajua kwa hili tunaita basic needs. Moja ni chakula, usalama na maji na pia malazi. Na kwa kweli ukiangalia Kenya mzima kumekuwa na njaa sana. Hata unajua pia wanasiasa wakipiga kampeni walikuwa pia wanapeana kama mahindi, unga ndio pia waweze kupigwa kura. Kuna njaa kila mahali. Hata niliona wiki iliyopita rais wetu akipeana ile relief food, lakini hakuzingatia sana Kitui County. Alianzia na kaunti zingine, tukaambiwa Kitui County itakuwa phase 2. Nataka kusema hivi, tunapokuwa tukifanyia wananchi kazi, hata county government, hata national government, tunafaa kuangalia the basic needs kwanza. Hakuna haja ujenge barabara ya bilioni mingi na watu wanakufa njaa. Sisi kama bunge ya Kitui County tumeamua tukirudi bunge tarehe 11 mwezi wa 10, tutaweka sheria ya kusema kwamba hii mahitaji ya wananchi ile ya kimsingi inafaa kuangaliwa sana. Na tuko na imani kwamba hiyo njaa, ukosefu wa maji kwetu Kitui tutaikomesha kabisa.
Jambo la kwanza katika Kitui County tuna janga la njaa. Na tunasema kama MCS, kama ni rais wetu nchi ya Kenya William Ruto aweke janga la njaa kama janga la kitaifa. Na ndiposa wananchi waweze kuhudumiwa vizuri. Asije akaona kwamba ni watu wa Northeastern peke yake wako na njaa ama Marsabit. Njaa iko kila mahali na haswa eneo la Kitui ama kaunti ya Kitui ndio imeathirika hata zaidi. Kwa hivyo kama sisi MCS tunapoingia siku ya kwanza tutauliza gavana alete ile supplementary budget. Ile pesa ilikuwa imewekwa maeneo mengine hata kama ni kutengeneza barabara na vitu zingine, hiyo pesa iwekwe aswa kuweza kupambana na janga la njaa. Vile vile wananchi hawana mbegu and we need to make sure that we have food security. Na food security itakuwepo kama wananchi, manake wananchi wamekula mbegu ikaisha. Kwa hivyo gavana vile vile alete budget tuweze kupitisha na wananchi wote wa Kitui County waweze kupewa mbegu. Aswa mbegu ya mawele ambao wananchi wa Kitui wanakula mawele kwa zaidi. Mbegu ya ndengu, manake ndengu ndio kama staple food ama cash crop ambayo wananchi wa Kitui wanatumia. Kwa hivyo hilo ndilo jambo la kwanza na wananchi wa Kitui wasiwe na wasiwasi. Tuko tayari kuweza kupitisha sheria ambazo zitasimamia haki zao na vile vile kuhakikisha kwamba tumepambana vizuri na hili janga la njaa. Asante sana.
The Free Pentecostal Fellowship in Kenya, FPFK Church, has appealed to the government to prioritize fighting drought to save Kenyans and livestock from death. Speaking on Sunday, FPFK General Secretary Bishop John Kitur urged other churches to support the government in fighting the effects of drought, noting that FPFK has begun feeding over 11,000 school-going children and offering food and water to over 5,000 families in Turkana County.
As Free Pentecostal Fellowship in Kenya, currently we are giving a lot of food in Turkana County, and around 11,000 children who are going to school. FPFK have taken the responsibility to give them food. We are also providing around 5,000 households with food, and at the same time with water. Very soon also we have realized areas like Kajiado County are facing the same problem. And as a church, we have put some plans in place, and we are mobilizing the resources and the food so that we'll be able to distribute to the people in Kajiado County. We are calling upon the government as of now to give it a priority to make sure that our people does not starve. I know the government is facing a lot of challenges, but I think the issue of food security should actually be given a priority.
Let's do one more story before we go for our first break. Farmers in the Bura irrigation scheme staged a peaceful protest over severe shortage of water in their fields, which is causing their plants to dry up. The farmers who marched outside the offices of the Bura irrigation scheme to issue their complaints lamented the huge losses they have had to endure. Rice and maize farmers have been the most affected, even as complaints to the project manager have fallen on deaf ears, as he insists there is water in the farms, albeit in shifts.
Kilio yetu hapa ni maji. Maji peke yake jameni. Hapa tumekuza mchele umekauka, tumeweka pesa zetu, we have really invested a lot.
Na sisi tunalipishwa maji shilingi 7,500. Na kutoka wakati ule waliogesa maji ndio tumepatwa na shida ya maji zaidi.
What is currently happening, we are implementing what we call water rationing. It means that farmers are accessing water on specific days based on the agreements that we've had with their leaders. And this is to ensure that the whole scheme can access water, but on specific days.
Let's go for a fast break on Hope TV News Watch. We'll be back with more stories. Don't go away.
This week on Testify.
When we came out from the forest, what happened, my life changed. I don't know what happened. I found myself now, I started engaging into sexual masturbation. And at that time I was in class 6. When I went back home, the desire of it came again. But when it came, there was a conviction, a very strong conviction. I knelt down in my room and I tell God, Father, this is my weakness, and with my own power and strength, I cannot. Deliver me from it.
Only on Hope TV, where you look and live.
Feel the music in the violin.
Safari na umbali umetufikisha.
Give them your best and show them that they can do it, even though other people see that they can't.
Si nguvu zetu, uwezo wetu.
Thank you for staying with us. Moving on, human rights defenders are calling upon the international community, including local, regional, and international civil society, to direct their efforts towards holding the Tanzanian government accountable for what they say is violations against 4 Maasai villages who suffered violent evictions in 2017. Speaking at the Kenya Human Rights Commission offices, the human rights defenders further demanded that the Tanzanian government cease from further violations, but rather to explore ways to preserve the dignity and culture of affected communities.
The court totally paid a blind eye to the illegal arrests, shootings, and displacement suffered by the applicants, including women and children.
Ever since this case has really come on mention, and with the government saying that they have not finalized the investigation. So I think that is the situation, is a 30-year issue, and the government has been able to cordon off the area, and in so doing the media has not been able to access any information from the area.
Wale watu walihamishwa katika ile sehemu yao, na kesi ikatupwa ya kwamba yule mtaalam mwenye alifanya ile tunaita geopattern survey alikuwa ni Mkenya, na ya kwamba hakuwa na barua ya kazi. Lakini yule Mkenya aliajiriwa because yule Mtanzania aliyekuwa ameajiriwa kufanya ile kazi alitishwa. Na kama mnavyojua, Tanzania unapotishwa na serikali, hata kupotea, kuumizwa, kuoa, kufungwa ni jambo la rahisi. So yule aliogopa, ndio sababu Mkenya akapelekwa pale.
We have just spoken to Palu, who are leading the court action around this decision which happened on Friday, and therefore our sector through Palu, the Pan-African Legal Union, we are going to go to court for appeal. So this matter is going to be appealed immediately by Palu, who are going to be leading us on this. And as you have heard, there are other cases which are pending in court, part of what is the contempt of court matter. So we are also going to be pursuing the government, the courts, to expedite decisions on that, because our thinking is if all those cases went on smoothly and progressively, we'll be able to get a decision on that. And we are also engaging the other platforms for advocacy. In 2 weeks' time, we are going to be appearing before the African Commission, where we are also going to be giving our report to the Commission about what is happening in Tanzania. And we are also mobilizing other actors to intervene in this crisis, which is completely unacceptable.
Let's move to Nyandarua, where the Nyandarua Governor, Moses Badilisha, has called for a joint working relationship between the Executive and the County Assembly in efforts to fast-track service delivery. The Governor regretted that the previous division had seen the development works and service delivery affected negatively and left Nyandarua people languishing in poverty. Speaking while making his opening address to the 3rd County Assembly of Nyandarua, Badilisha noted that improvement of agriculture, road network, water provision and health tops his list in the journey to transform the county.
This 3-pillar development strategy is the clearest and the most realistic plan towards remaking our economic, political and social structures. It is the document carrying our shared dreams and hopes. This change manifesto seeks to ignite a revolution in our cooperatives, in our agriculture, in our health, in our value addition, and ultimately in creating wealth for our people.
Legally, for every county assembly to start its operation, it has to be opened officially by the governor. Today the governor gave his inaugural speech, and by so doing, he has given us the mandate to proceed with our work. In that regard, the members of the County Assembly of Nyandarua, they are more than determined to proceed with the work. And it is for that reason that we have adjourned the assembly to today at 2:30. The honorable members will be debating on the committee. The majority leader will be tabling the report on the committees. And by the end of the day, we will have all the committees and the House leadership business.
I want to say that the governor has delivered a very, very, very good speech today, touching on the issues of health. We've had issues with the health in our county, lack of medication, our people walking kilometers to look for health services. Today, the governor has committed that we will have one level 4 hospital per sub-county. That is a great start for Nyandarua, and as a member elected of the county assembly, we will support that change movement.
Let's move to Mombasa, where Kongwa residents in Nyali constituency are calling on the government to intervene after a private developer destroyed a section of the water system by constructing a perimeter wall on it. The residents want the construction works at the site adjacent to the community halted immediately, saying that since the construction of the perimeter wall, houses have been flooding. According to the residents, the construction works, which are being done illegally, have completely destroyed the water system, which has been in existence since colonial times. And if it continues, it will block the sewage system completely.
Shida ni hili kuta limewekwa hapa nyuma yangu, limewekwa kitambo ili kuficha maovu yanayofanyika hapa. Na kutoka serikali za nyuma wameona maafa na tumepeleka ripoti zetu, lakini tuadharauliwa. Lakini tuna imani na serikali iliyoingia saa hii itatuthamini maombi yetu na watahusika haraka iwezekanavyo. Huu ujenzi unaoendelea hapa nyuma usimamishwe, sababu kuna vurugwa system ya drainage system ya water storm ambao kwamba imebeba mji mzima wetu wa Kongowea si chini ya watu 20,000 na huku mbele karibu na hiyo system maji yanapofurika na tuingilia katika majumba. Tumechoka majumba yetu kuozeshwa namna hii na ni kilio cha kitambo, na saa hii tumejitolea hivi kwa ajili ya serikali mpya. Tuna imani nao 100%. Iko katika ramani na hata ile wall imekaa kwenye barabara, iko nafasi ya kuonyesha hii barabara wameka wall.
Now to the international scene. Burkina Faso's new military leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, has urged cabinet ministers to move faster to fix the country's urgent problems, including an insurgency by Islamist militants. According to religious and community leaders, Lieutenant Colonel Paul Henry Damiba, who was ousted in a coup on Friday, finally agreed to step down and issued his resignation, which Captain Traore has accepted. The deposed colonel had himself ousted President Roch Kabore in January, saying that he had failed to deal with growing militant Islamist violence. This is Burkina Faso's 9th coup since independence from France in 1960.
We know you have great taste for music. And we do too.
I know who God says I am, what He says I am, where He says I'm at.
Enjoy all-time Christian hits every Tuesday from 12 p.m.
This is amazing grace. This is unfailing love.
On Hope Junction.
Now for some business news. The prices of basic goods are set to rise following a move by the Kenya Revenue Authority KRA to proceed with the implementation of inflation-adjusted tax on consumers. Speaking during the launch of KRA's Taxpayers Month, KRA Commissioner General Gideon Boro confirmed that the authority has already issued a legal notice for publication of the inflation adjustment on excise tax. He, however, confirmed that petroleum products are the only products from the new task.
We have given the legal notice for publication. If it was not published on Friday, then I would expect it maybe it was done over the weekend or even today. It will affect excisable products other than petroleum products. So all the other excisable products, we will make that adjustment. The only category we are going to leave out are petroleum products because of the currently very high prices of fuel.
Crown Paints PLC Kenya has entered a strategic partnership with I&M Bank in a move that will see authorized paint dealers and customers access quick and convenient working capital when they place orders exclusively from Crown Paints. Crown Paints PLC Group Chief Executive Officer Dr. Rakesh Rao noted that the initiative will ensure continuous improvement in service offerings and open credit lines for esteemed customers who might be unable to access them from other financial institutions.
This agreement you have had being outlined, it will provide authorized paint dealers and customers with quick and convenient working capital or finance. I know sometimes we use phrases that might not be understood, but this is just funding that we are providing to people who are looking to support customers in painting their houses, making sure that we are improving different aspects, as you had, even providing them with financing for working tools as well as things like their motorbikes.
This opportunity which we would like to explore digital solutions for all our dealers, and particular C, D, and E class. I think E and B class customers, generally they are all easy to finance the banking facilities because they've been in business for many years. But now if you look into the construction growth in the Kenya, and if you see after county has come, and each and every county has a lot of new dealers and new shops are coming and opening up. Our partnership and digital solutions provide them financial solutions to stand on their feet, and they can able to do business freely.
Now for our sports news, Mombasa-based ICT expert Fami Bajaba beat 200 golfers to be crowned the Diamond Trust Bank Golf Tournament winner at the Nyali Par 71 Golf Course in Mombasa County. Playing off handicap 13, Bajaba garnered 44 stable Ford points after cutting 21 and 23 points in both nines to take the day's lead and register his many previous victories.
As I said in my speech, it was a fantastic event. We painted the golf course red, and we're very happy to be associated with this brand. With the red color, bringing out 185 golfers on a day like this was an exceptional number. It was obviously a tier 1 bank coming into Nyali to mingle and network with our members, so that they can be able to take this relationship to the
It was a very exciting game. I'd like to thank my playing partners, Imtiaz, Ali Jamal and Ali Swahome. It was a very exciting round of golf, and I'm looking forward to more wins, hopefully before the end of the year. Well, started off shaky, but managed to collect myself together and had a very, very good round of golf.
We have come to the end of our broadcast. Many thanks for watching till the end. My name is Grace Ongoy, and our sign language interpreter tonight has been Elizabeth Wanjiku. See you again tomorrow. Stay safe and good night.